Hi guys, today is September the 28th, 2019 at 59 minutes, so that's 7 in the evening over here in the UK, and I just want to do a quick interpretation video as I normally do. The 27th has passed and nothing happened on that date in September, so that date shifts to October, November and December. Those are the last 3 months, and those are the last opportunities for the number 27 to have any significance. Before that, we're about to enter into October, and I know JK's got a watch on October the 2nd, and I would like to present my own interpretation that gives a weight to that date. Now, we know that this is the 8th character over here. When you're just counting the blue characters, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he's got the 2 marks above his head. If we were looking at the number 7 as the Roman month of September, then the 8th would be the 8th Roman month on the calendar, which is October. So we're about to go into there. We've either got October 2nd or October 11th as a possible reference here. So keep your mind on that, just as that point there. We know on this apple that there's a volcano, and we know that it's next to Obama, and Obama's from Hawaii. We had a volcano that was erupting last year in May, which is Kilauea, and we know that it created a lot of fissures that lead down to the ocean, and there's currently a pool of water inside the crater, which could interact with magma or lava and create hydrothermic explosions, which could, you know, cause quite a few shakes on an already unstable island, particularly around the Hilena Slump, causing a landslide and tsunami to generate towards the west coast of America, as well as all the other countries that surround the Pacific. Now, if that's the case, we've got the volcano here, it's erupting, lava's coming out, and we have a tsunami here. Obviously, it's not connected just yet. That's the point when it connects, when the apple splits in half, which has the volcano on it. So we can assume that the volcano splits in some form or some fashion, maybe in the landslide scenario we described, what I described just now. We have the tsunami reference, which is generated, and that kind of moves towards the west coast. I would assume that's the main focus. On top of it, we have a number of references. We have a submarine coming up out of the wave, which could follow the tsunami. Doesn't mean it has to be on the Pacific side, it could be on the Atlantic side. The way it's conveyed, it could just be a simultaneous event, tsunami and submarines coming. It also conveys the number 15 with the X in Roman numerals and the 5 in tally marks. So 15 could be a date reference, but considering, as I've said before, we're in a school, we have exit in the background. 3 o'clock or 3:30 is usually the time that children leave school. I'm assuming that's a reference to the time when this tsunami would come. I remember reporting in 2018 or possibly 2017 about the drills that the United States were conducting in association with evacuating all the schools in the event of a major earthquake or tsunami, I would gather, using the yellow buses to evacuate children to designated safe zones. And we've talked about that already. We know how it could be potentially very difficult to get your child back, especially if your documents have been destroyed, for example, and you're unable to prove that you're that child's parent, even if the child themselves is saying that it could be a very, drastic and disastrous situation. So that's something key to watch out for. But inside the apple, we have interpreted a number of dates, but in association with the 8-2, which I'm looking at as October 2nd, we have the empty seed pocket here, which does look like the number 1, and then we've got potentially a 0 here, or even the other way around, a 0 seed here, we've got 1 seed here, that could give us a 10, and then we've got 2 seeds over here, that could give us a reference to 2 or a reference to 11. Now obviously that could be October 2nd or October the 11th. There's also an 8 forming in the middle, which could give us another double reference to the October on the Roman calendar, which is the 8th month, but I've also associated it with the Fisher number 8 because it does seem that we have an 8 appearing in the middle, but also an F coming off the side of it as well. So I see that as, you know, kind of Fisher 8, which was the most active and the biggest of the fissures, leads right down to the ocean and could have, you know, a huge role to play in separating the island. That could be why Obama looks, you know, worried and, well, downcast really. Volume down. If I just let that play, so you can see the bead of sweat running down his face also acts as the water reference in the volcano, which there already is. So that could play, you know, a big part. If we just go back very quickly in the video, the part where we have Obama laughing and the LOL reference we've referenced before as possibly being October the 1st. If that's the case, you know, potentially he's laughing October the 1st. I can only assume it could be associated with all of this stuff that's going on with Donald Trump at the moment and the impeachment. And then we roll on to a reference to October the 2nd over here. Things going dark, emergency, blue and red color scheme, exit in the background, so a possible reference to 3:30 time reference. We have the volcano, apple split, volcano split, tsunami, Fisher number 8 in the middle, lotus lily flower representing death or destruction, Obama sweat bead representing water, and the volcano on the nose just here. So all of that could be potentially linked to October the 2nd. And then the other reference that's there, if we go to the end of the video, just at the end here, we have potentially 1, 0 and 1, 1 just here, and that could be a reference to January the 2nd, which is also a date I've got on watch. It's my last date of watch, in fact, but I could also interpret as October the 2nd or October the 11th, as well as November the 10th. So right now, just focusing in on October the 2nd and then October the 11th. And you can see we've got this massive tsunami representation of buildings where the tsunami is hitting skyscrapers. Tsunami as big as a skyscraper. Not sure, we've never seen a tsunami generated by a massive land as big as the Hilena slump splitting off into the ocean. So I'm gathering that would have some huge effects, maybe some earthquake effects as well, which could amplify the tsunami. Obviously there's a possibility of it also being amplified by nuclear activity. You can see the green dragon just in there, Revelation 12, the dragon spewing forth the waters. So it's all there, and that could potentially be a reference to October the 2nd or October the 11th. So 3 references from the children. Exit 3:30, that's the time they usually leave school. The volcano tsunami scenario with the apple, and then at the end we've also got the same kind of thing, a tsunami scenario with the possible same date reference. So keep your eyes open for that date, you guys. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.